delighted to be the guest at the Thanksgiving concert with the Chicago Staff Band. This is Bandmaster Bill Himes. Bill, I've got some questions that I'm sure members of the Kettering Band will be interested in. How many of these concerts have you done now?
Well, this is going to be my 35th concert, I do believe. Right. Maybe 36th, I can't keep track. But yeah, I came to do this job at the age of 28, and I told the Army I'd do it for 3 years. Right. And it's sort of, I was never good at math, so I just went on from there.
And has it always been in this chapel, this beautiful chapel, this 2,500 seater that we're in tonight?
Yeah.
Has it always been there?
No, we've pretty well outgrown the places we've been in. In the old days, in fact, when I first got here, the concert was always on Thanksgiving night, which is Thursday night, which to my view was a terrible night to have a concert because you have these huge dinners, eat this turkey, we're all ready for a nap, but no, we've got to go to this band concert. And I think all of maybe 500 people showed up for that. But I persuaded the powers that were to move it to Saturday night, and now it's become quite a big event, and we generally get around 2,000 people for this thing now. And we've outgrown auditoriums over the years, so this one we've been at a good little while now.
Great, great. And Chicago Staff Band, you've been the bandmaster for seemingly a long time now. How did it start? Who was your predecessor? Who appointed you?
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting thing because I was the first layman to be asked to be a territorial music secretary. And that was a big risk on the part of the Army. And if you can imagine, too, somebody who's 28 years old, I had taught school for 5 years, and I'd done a number of things in Army music by then, but that's a big risk. It's one thing to be a musician, but so what? Can the person administrate? Can you run a program? Can you organize things? And that was a real learning experience for me as well. But the Army gave me a lot of confidence and support. It was the late Commissioner John Needham, who at one time was the British commissioner. But he was the man who brought me into this job, and it was very fatherly to me. It was very helpful.
Wow. And I guess you've seen a lot of players come through the CSB. Any notable players that we would recognise?
Well,
Peggy, of course, is
Peggy Thomas, who was the first woman to be in a staff band anywhere, and she had completed 35 years in that role just a year or so ago. And others who have gone on to other sort of walks of life. The Chicago Staff Band tends to be pretty self-sustaining. Most of the players come from right here in the Midwest. Many of them, as would be true in the UK, I suppose, many of them have no formal music training except what they would have learned in the Army. But we do have people like Peggy and a few others who are actually music majors, performance majors, or music teachers, that sort of thing. But dominantly, it's a very workmanlike group, not unlike a corps band, but they enjoy doing what they do and try to do it as well as they can.
This is a ridiculous question, but out of all those years that you've been the bandmaster of the Chicago Staff Band, is there a highlight that would kind of stick out, or two?
Well, I would say, for big events, it's hard to not cite, for example, the International Staff Band 120th anniversary. We were just so honored to be on the same stage as the other staff bands of the world, and that was just an amazing experience. The worship service Sunday morning was very moving, even though none of us were on to perform. But the general just really spoke to our hearts. And then to march down the mall and be one great Salvation Army, that was quite tremendous. We don't get to the UK very often. We're often in other parts of the world where we find real mission and that kind of thing. When we come to the UK, it's just a thrill to be in the mother country. But way back in 1987 when we came for that tour, again, it was a real thrilling time for us, and to play inside the forecourt of Buckingham Palace, as well as to do the concert in the Royal Albert Hall, and to premiere something as wacky as Jericho Revisited. That was fun too. But
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, those are highlight moments really for us. But they're even simple little things. Like I remember we played in Singapore one time at a feeding program that the Army administrated, and the people who were from there to come and get their monthly ration of food that the Army was responsible for providing. And I just remember going out and talking to people or saying hello. I mean, it's not like I spoke their language or anything like that, but a smile, a handshake. And this one little lady, she must have been 80 years old, and she put her hand in mine, and my hand just swallowed up her hand. It was so small. It was like a child's hand. And she put her hand up to mine, and it really looked like that, you know. And we just looked at each other and laughed, you know. But it was just two human beings coming together, and I thought, you know, it's a wonderful blessing of this band that puts us in touch with people like that, you know. And that's happened so many times that it's really hard to single out, you know, all the occasions. But that lady will always stick in my mind as someone who provided a great deal of joy that day.
Yeah, lovely. Well, we at Kettering are proud of our banding, and we've had a good tradition at Kettering. And we've been on one or two tours in the band's history. Have you come across Kettering Band?
Yes, I have. In fact, I visited the Kettering band rehearsal, I think it was in 1986, and Don Manning would have been the bandmaster back then, and just had a lovely time, and I was really impressed with just the spirit of the band. It wasn't a small band, it wasn't an exclusive band, you know, we four and no more or anything like that. They were very inclusive, but everyone did the job. And it's harder to have a good band sound good when you have lots of players. It's much easier to do with small, but that wasn't the purpose of this band. I could sense that right away. They were a core band, and music was going to include people. We're going to give you an opportunity to put your musical gifts into ministry, and I really appreciated that. And you know, while I'm thinking of it, I really would want to give my regards to Derek Weirs, because over here he's a legend. He really is.
He's a fine man.
Yeah.
A very fine musician, and a good fella. Good fella to have around.
And out of all the second baritone players in the world, I think it's fair to say that he is one of them.
Yes.
And I mean that.
Yeah. Well, Bill, it's been lovely to chat to you. Thanks very much. Thank you for inviting me this weekend. I'm really looking forward to tonight. It's going to be a great occasion. And thanks for just spending 5 or 10 minutes just talking to us this morning.
Thanks, Richard, and my best to the members of the Kettering Band.
Right, we're on the concert stage, and this is before the concert starts, and I'm with band secretary Ron Schultz. Ron, how long have you been in the band?
A little over 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Always on trombone?
Always. Yeah.
Right. Enjoy playing the trombone. What corps are you at?
At Oakbrook Terrace.
Okay. Okay. Very good. And what kind of line of work are you in?
I work in IT for the Salvation Army.
Oh, okay. Now, we've got a couple of guys at Kettering who work in IT. Yeah. Have you heard of Gary Rose?
I don't think so. No.
What about Mark Callerin? Heard of him?
Who?
Mark Callerin. He doesn't dress very well. He's a bit ragged, you know.
I don't think. Yeah. Doesn't ring a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell. Oh well. Oh well, it's good to see you,
But,
Ron.
well, there is a guy in your band I think that I know. A fellow by the name of Derek Weirs.
Yeah. Derek. Yeah.
He's second baritone player, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Known all over the world. I think.
Yeah, I think
really.
so. Yeah. Good. Oh well. I'll take your regards.
Yeah. Make sure you give him our greetings.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Right, yeah.
Thanks, Ron. Hi, I'm with. This is Megan, and Megan plays tenor horn in the band. Solo horn, is it?
Yes.
How long have you been in the band? Long time?
This is my 3rd year.
3rd year. Wow. Okay. Oh, we've got a horn player at Kettering. I don't know if you might know him. Called Jonathan Miller. Heard of him?
No, I don't know who Jonathan Miller is, but I do know your second baritone player.
Do you now?
Derek Weirs.
Derek Weirs?
Yes.
Wow.
Hi, Derek.
I'm with Brian Allen. Brian plays bass in the Chicago Staff Band. Brian, how long have you been in the staff band?
1987 was my first year, so you can do the math.
Yeah, okay. And it's double B you play?
Yes, double B.
Have you always played double B?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. And enjoy the band?
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Good.
Yep.
And what kind of line of work are you?
I do IT work for the Salvation Army at the training college here in Chicago.
Do you know we've got a couple of guys who work for the IT for IHQ, I think.
Oh yeah, I know a bunch of those guys.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of Gary Rose?
Who?
Gary Rose. No.
No.
What about Mark Calleran? He doesn't dress very smartly. He's a bit ragged.
No.
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 Not heard of him.
No, I've heard of. No, I know a guy named Derek Weers.
Derek Weers. Yeah.
Weers? Weers? Yeah, I know
yeah,
Derek Weers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard he's a fantastic baritone player. Is that true? Yeah, I've heard of him, but
yeah, great.
Mark Halloran, never.
All right.
No, sorry about that.
Okay. Well, thanks, Brian. Thank you.
No, no problem.
Hi, I'm with Brett. Hi, Brett.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Brett is the principal trombone player of the Chicago Staff Band. How long have you been in the band, Brett?
So it'll be my 6th year.
Okay. Enjoying it?
So far.
Yeah. Had some good highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made a couple mistakes, but make them loud.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, you would do on a trombone, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know if it's at all of any interest to you, but we have a very good trombone player at Kettering.
Oh yeah.
His name's Stephen Granger. His name. Have you come across him at all?
No, never heard of him.
Okay. Is there anybody else at Kettering that you might know?
Kettering?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is actually. There's a guy who plays in your band. I think he plays second baritone.
Yeah.
Derek Weers.
Derek Weers.
Fantastic guy. Hey Derek, how you doing? Hope everything's going well.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Brett.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm sorry, try it again.
I'm with Peggy Thomas. Nice to see you again, Peggy. It's been a few years since we last met.
Nice to see you as well.
And how many years have you been in the Chicago Staff Band?
I've been in around 38 years,
38 years.
Yes.
Have you always been principal Pauline?
except for 1 month. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
They made a mistake for that 1 month.
Yeah. Took a month or so to get.
I guess there's been some fantastic highlights in that time.
Yeah.
I guess
A
so.
lot of highlights.
Yeah, well, it's been great. Look, what are you still working? What do you do these days, Peggy?
I'm working at the music department, and
Yeah.
I work with Bill.
Yeah.
And him as assistant, and we produce music and all the typical things any territorial music department does.
And you're deputy bandmaster
I'm
of
deputy
Chicago Staff
band,
Band?
yes.
Okay.
Bandmaster in Norwich
Yep. How long have you been bandmaster at Norwich? Quite a few years.
since '83.
83.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how many. 53. That's almost 30.
Yeah. Well, look, we've got. I'm trying to find some connection between the Chicago Staff Band and Kettering. And I just wondered if you knew Gary Fountain, plays in the staff band. Gary Fountain.
I don't think I've ever heard. I don't think I've heard. I have heard of a guy named Derek Weir.
Derek
I've
Weir.
heard of him.
Yeah.
But Gary Fountain? No, I've never heard.
Okay.
Sorry.
Great. Well, Peggy, it's lovely to meet you.
Nice to,
Thank you.
nice to see you again.
Okay, I'm with Taryn and Taylor. The background noise is getting a little bit boisterous now, but so I hope you can hear me. Taryn, how long have you been in the band?
This is my 3rd year with the band.
Okay, and you play
I play cornet.
cornet. Okay, and Taylor, how long have you been?
This is my 1st year in the band.
First year, and you play
Baritone.
baritone.
Yeah.
Wow, what a history, eh?
Yeah.
Great. And what do you do for jobs?
We're both students.
You're both students? Okay. Well, look, I'm just trying to find a connection between Chicago Staff Band and Kettering Citadel.
Sure.
I wondered if you knew somebody called Andrew Wainwright, baritone.
I don't think so. Player we know.
Derek Weir.
Right. Hi, Derek. Hi, Derek.
He's very popular.
Yeah.
It's lovely to meet you guys.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Okay, I'm with Sean Thomas, that's Peggy's son. I was privileged to meet Sean quite a number of years ago when you were much smaller. That's right. And you're principal euphonium player. How long have you been in the band, Sean?
This is my 8th year.
8th year, wow. Great, you enjoying it?
Yeah, lots.
Good. And what kind of thing do you do for a job?
I am a teacher.
You're a school teacher? Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Well, I'm trying to find a connection between Kettering Citadel Band and the Chicago Staff Band.
Okay.
I just wondered if you knew Gary Rose, our principal euphonium player.
No,
Not heard of him. Okay.
I have heard of your second baritone player, though.
Have you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Derek Weers?
Derek Weers, yeah. Okay. Well, he's a legend around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people know him.
Yeah, great.